All right. Not sure if it's connected yet. Is it connected? Moderator, can you hear me? It's beautiful outside. I love being out here. I missed you guys so much going live. I'm live this Saturday today, July 20th. Hello. Can you hear me? Moderator. I am going to start. All right. So, hi, I'm Judge Desire for Knowledge. Welcome to my show and my channel. Know Your Truth, Real Talk is now in session with Judge Desire for Knowledge, me. Um, am I on? Good. Sound great. Yay, finally. I actually have my own gavel with my name on it. So, Know Your Truth, Real Talk is now in session. So, thanks for joining me this week live for it has been a while now, huh? And so I wanted to go live because every weekend things come up where I have events and I can't do live depending on the time of those events. So if the event is between the time of me getting there and preparing enough time to get there, then the 3 o'clock doesn't work for me. So I have been doing taped. Thank you all that have been watching. It's been beautiful to see that people are checking it out and seeing if it's what they like and want. But I haven't been able to do a live um, Know Your Truth, Real Talk for a minute, and I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you for joining me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really makes a difference for other people's life. Don't be selfish. It's free. You don't even have to share. Just like and subscribe and tell your friends about it, and let them make the choice if they want to see the video or not. Anyway, so this week, on this episode of Know Your Truth, Real Talk, on my regular, I do on legal matters and sometimes on relationships. So it's been on relationships more than once. The past week, it was on relationships. So this week on this episode of On Relationships, we're using where we're looking at people who use excuses to get sympathy out of other people. This happens a lot, and these excuses are used normally to some. It's normal. They don't know how not to do it, and they like doing it. Not that they like. Some people don't even notice they're doing it, and some intentionally do it. They make excuses all the time, whether they're used to it. They do it in relationships, love, work, or even friendships. How do you know when you're being used? Well, a person usually in a relationship, they'll use what it is to gain leverage over you in a partnership or a new encounter in order to feel sympathy, for you to feel sympathy for them. So this way, this person is vulnerable to the person that they're trying to encounter, have a friendship, partnership, love, whatever the case may be. It can be any of the categories. You choose which one it works for you. I mean, that is been in your case, if not your future. Trying to give you a heads up because sometimes we have to realize these things ahead of time in order not to get stuck in certain situations that we don't want to be stuck or involved in, or get out in a time on a timely basis before someone takes it all from you, whether it's time, money, friendship, or whatever the case may be. I use this channel for empowerment and improvement so that people aren't hurt from experiences we all go through. We share the same experiences, different content, but most likely the same. And so I utilize my content on this show, um, Know Your Truth, Real Talk, to emphasize on the things that and experiences that people are going to go through or have been through, whether it's personal or experience from workplace. Everything I do on this show is from experience from others, myself, my workplace. Legal Matters is also the same type of show where I get my experiences from outside court inside the courts, outside the courts, cases that come into the courts. So I just want to share so that you're on top of yourself, you're ahead of yourself. So here are some examples of people that play sympathy on people, and usually they start off in relationships, and this is what they normally say um, to people when they find out, when once they're found to be in a different relationship or they move on to other relationships. Constantly people are changing relationships and no one stays with one person anymore, which is sad. But sometimes there's reasons for that, and sometimes it's people's will. They don't want to be in one relationship. So these are the excuses you can find yourself in, or other people in, when it comes to that. And one excuse for that is, I was a black sheep in my family. No one loves me. Well, this is usually the hook, line, and sinker um, one of the excuses made, because you will definitely feel sympathy for them with that one. That one's a go killer, line and sinker. That one gets everybody. So beware of that. And also, I was always treated unfairly by my exes. Okay, this is the most used excuse used by exes. Yes, there has been people that actually this is true, but you have to actually look and see the evidence inside, not inside that person. You may not know them, but their history will show up. It will. Whatever they've been through is going to show up in your relationship with them, or friendship, or whatever the case may be. So be on the lookout for that. Yes, we have to be cautious. There are a lot of um, manipulators out here trying to manipulate people into relationships, into taking whatever they've built in their lives. And it's not scary for me because I'm married now, but even if I wasn't, I'm very cautious, and I'm not desperate for love like most people act like they are. And I wait for the right time and the right person, and I did, and I'm grateful for him. And I pray the rest for all of you to be patient, and that person will come into your life that is not going to do these things. But in contrast, there are many who will. So listen very carefully when I say these things, because this is past experience for me and other people as well. Right? All right. So this is what they use. I was always treated unfairly by my exes. Okay, that, like I said, is one of the most used excuses by exes. And then there's another one. Now, I don't mean to. I'm not making fun of anyone, because I know domestic violence personally, and I've been there before. So this last, the one I'm coming on now, the number three, is personal for me as far as domestic violence, but I'm not utilizing it to say that it's not truly happening to someone, but people are actually going to use that in order to get sympathy, and that's sad. So my ex beat me, and that's why I took the house, the kids, child support, and filed for alimony too, etc., etc. These excuses are what people are now using, which it's very bad for those that are or were in domestic violence situations, because then people don't really believe the true speakers that actually had to endure this type of stuff. Yeah, it does matter a lot. So this is one of the trickiest ones, because they know to utilize this so that they can actually appear as the wronged one in the past relationship, so that they are not judged by anyone for their actions and the role that they played in it, because you don't know the role that they played in it. If believable, they can get away with it, unless you're the one who realizes it, um, that it was all lies and a trap for sympathy. So we got to be really careful of these people that play the games. Female males, they come in any ethnic background, any sex, it doesn't matter. Another one, my ex slept around on me, so I left. Okay, when the truth is that they were the ones who slept around, because a lot of the people that utilize that a lot, they're the ones that actually slip around. So you got to be really careful when you hear someone says that too much. My ex slipped around on me, and so I left. Usually It may be the case, and then it may not be the case. Sometimes when you find out that the truth was that they're the ones that slept around. So be very careful about that. These are in relationships. I'm going to go to friendships and other categories in a minute. Another one, number five, my ex and I don't speak because they did me dirty or wrong or dirty. Okay, yeah. Um, when in fact their ex found out about their lies and manipulation, but they're going to put it, as I stated, to make it look like they're the ones that were wronged. So really be careful about being used for someone to feel better about themselves through you. Um, there's a lot of male and females that do that, and narcissists, because they're not used to knowing love or a relationship. So you want to get them before they get you. I mean, as far as get out, nothing more than that. Getting out is the easiest way. Your best revenge is doing better, not bad to others. Okay. And then um, another one I've noticed is my ex took everything, but the ex didn't take everything. They didn't. Actually, they took from that the person took from them everything, but they're going to portray the ex as the one that took everything, right? Because that was their plan in the first place, to come and take. Takers take. Okay, so when you have someone that says that, be very careful. These are like red flags on people, because everyone has an excuse of why a relationship broke up, but there's two sides to every story. Don't think of the children. Folks don't think of the children and what they will suffer and how they will suffer as well. Yeah, that is the truth. Instead of just moving forward and on in your life, when you stay stuck and stagnant because you're still drooling over the past and not moving forward with your own life, using the kids, using this in order to make the other person's life miserable, you're only making yourself miserable. You look miserable. You're the one stressed. You're not happy. It's never worth it. I never could see how people waste time like that, and I didn't. When I divorced and before I even married and I broke up, in my relationships, I move on. I don't have time for games. I'm too good for me to sit around trying to hurt other people and waste my time. That's what I call a waste of time. You got to be a loser for you to sit there trying games, doing stuff behind people's back. What's the newest thing now? People doing witchcraft. I mean, really, you're a loser. Um, Try to find something better to do with your time, like grow. Give yourself time to heal from whatever you've gone through. And self love is really important here. And maybe you'll realize how much time you wasted on yourself by not thinking of yourself better than having to play games with people that ends up in the courthouse anyway, because I see it all. Between criminal and family court, this is where that usually ends up to, and matrimonial court, you know. And what you think, you are what you think. Thank you for that, Psalm, honey, I forgot your, okay, I know who you are. Psalm 80 something. All right. All right, so I'm gonna go on. So when you're in these type of relationships and they use these quotations, or um, your exes, not your exes, about their exes, when you meet and encounter new partnerships, relationships, just be wary of the things that they say to you. Um, because these are the things, when you say they took everything, that person probably took everything from the other person because that was their intentions. Another one is, my ex is a bad mother or father. Okay, but you were willing to have children with them, and sleeping with them didn't stop you. So why are you complaining now? I don't even complain about my exes I have my children with. I'm like, why are you complaining now? If they were wrong, they were wrong. Move on. Nobody needs to badmouth people. It's not making you look good. So in reality, if you badmouth people and you're in a relationship, I personally will look at you like, okay, there has to be a reason for it. But if that's all you do, then I'm not. No, no. It may not be that. It may be that you have a problem with getting over it. You know. So these are the questions we should ask ourselves when people use tricks to get us to sympathize with them. All right. And so that was in relationships and partnerships. Now we're going to go to when in friendships with, watch out for excuses for sympathy when um, these type of relationships, friendships come along. Beware when one states they have no companion or friends. You need to find out why these people have no friends or companion, and what why would they be without one or the other. There's always an answer for that. Some people do want to be single, but too many people are still using that line, sucker line. In reality, they have third parties when they come in relationships with you. They've been with other people and they're still with other people. So be very careful of friendships or even relationships. I didn't mention that in the last one. This is about friendships. To be careful of those who are crying broke all the time. These kinds of friends do tend to stick around people that will help them out. So they may just want to feed off of your money and not your friendship. So be careful with that. Tricks are for kids. That's right. And karma is, yes, I don't use that term, but yeah, karma is a you know what, and tricks are for kids. That's what I always say about things to people. Tricks are for kids. I don't have time for that. There's too much going on in the world today where we have to grow up and start being adults and stop playing children games. Like you said, tricks are for kids. Most of us have children. Those who don't, let your children play the tricks, I guess, while they're kids. That's what they do. But as adults, mentally and physically, you're supposed to be ready to grow up by now. And so, number three, watch out for friends who use you as a friend with benefits, which there's a lot of them out here, right? One who always is in need of you to provide them for whatever that it is, like money, your home, your food, and your time, by making excuses and playing your kindness for weakness. And a lot of friends do that. That's why they're called friends with benefits. They don't make commitments with you or anything as far as friendship or love, but they're friends. They're there as friends, and you're benefiting. They're benefiting from you. Then they're friends with benefits because they have you, or you allow them to. All right, and you don't want them to use your kindness for weakness. And then there's number four: stay clear of miserable people, miserable friends. Yeah, are always the ones that are always complaining about everything. Um, they will actually drain your energies because negative speaking negative all the time is not a good thing. So anyone that does that consistently, be very careful, because misery loves company and they are seeking sympathy as well. When it comes to coworkers, I'm going on now to coworkers. Woo! Let's see what that is. When it comes to coworkers and who use the workplace excuses for sympathy, I came up with a few. I hope you agree or not agree. Hopefully, you didn't go through this. But stay away from coworkers who always put their workload onto you. Um, One who makes excuses in order to get out of work. If you pick up their workload or cover for them, they tend to expect you to do it all the time. And so these kind of coworkers are the ones you want to steer away from. Also beware of the coworker user. Everyone has one. Everyone has one at their job when they use you for their benefit, and when they've taken that benefit, what they do now is they don't remember the kindness that you gave them because you've given them all exactly what they needed. So after giving them what they needed and they got enough out of what they expected to get from you, you showed them what no one would, um, which is most likely why no one else has done it for them. Then those are the ones that are never there for you in the end. So be very careful those type of coworkers that come in playing like they really cool with you, and things like that. Tricks are for kids. Okay. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to write it in the comment section. If you're just watching to watch, thank you for being here. You could comment later because this is live today. I'm so glad to be able to do it live, and because I'm not able to do so every week anymore since it's summer events Sometimes I can't even tape events because of the music. Last event we went to was live acts. That was really fun. Place in Manhattan. It's like playing darts except with axes. That was pretty cool. Go check them out. Live acts. Anyway, another thing about coworkers is be very careful about giving information um, to coworkers that use sympathy to get them out of you. Yeah, because most likely it'll be used against you later. I've seen that happen to a lot of people that played other people, but I'm on top of my toes. You got to get up real early to trick this one. And everyone at work knows that. If you've met me or you worked with me, you already know. You're going to have to get up really early to do that on me. And so, as a caution, I just caution you all, just, it doesn't mean that we're not going to be sociable, but it's, in this day and time of life, it's like you can't even be friends with people. You have to keep like less than five people as close friends, family members even too. You got to pick and choose, and definitely partnerships. It's like everyone's out to take and deceive and do things that you wouldn't expect them to because you thought they were nice people. So just be on top of your toes with that. Dot your I's and cross your T's, and watch out for coworkers who only hang out with you for convenience as well. Using your kindness for weakness, always asking for money. Because I've had seen this as well happen. It had happened to me. Um, Money to pay overdue bills. They use their children. Oh my God. When you hear about children, you're going to want to help them. So be very careful. Or lunch money, but it's consistent. Every 2 other weeks or before payday, someone needs lunch. You want to help people, but don't let them use you. Also, going to your home and taking advantage of your free food and drinks. If you're really close with a coworker and they're invited to your home and you have things like barbecues or this or that, they're going to always come, but whether they bring something or not. But my thing is, well, when you're at work, they don't even act like your friend. So be wary of those type of people. It's like on social media, you get all these people. I put up my grilling. Have you guys checked my grilling skills? They're really cool. I had some good food out there, jerk shrimp and steaks, and so I put them up on all my social media, and some of them goes on my personal channel, not channel, my personal space on social media, and I'll put up my grilling. I noticed that a lot of people don't like it. I don't know if it's because I'm a female, and I'm talking about my personal one, because maybe I work with people that gonna watch me behind the scenes, but don't credit you, don't high five you. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about, where you don't have people giving you your accolades because maybe they can't cook or maybe they can't grill or maybe they don't have it in them. Instead of showing your booty and your front and gyrating like these men do and nowadays, and the women that shake, they're clapping their, what. Why don't you show some of your real skills? Because that's not a skill. Anybody could do that. It's so beneath me. I mean, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Actually, you do get a lot of followers, but how do you look at the end? Silly. So these are the kind of coworkers I'm talking about. I go to work and they'll say, "Hey, I saw you grilling. That was some good food," but yet I don't remember them seeing it because I didn't see a like. Not that I care about it, but I'm like, "So you're watching me? Like, really? Oh, okay. Why, thank you." And it makes me feel great because the more enemies they have, sometimes you have to be really important to even create enemies. So I actually like it a lot. As weird as that sound, because obviously I'm important and you have enough time for me to make myself to make an enemy of me. So you must be pretty special. I'm so special. So special. All right, you know that song, right? I can't believe that made it out there, but it did. So the lesson, and watch out for coworkers who only hang out with you. Like I said, when it's food, drinks, free food, they'll come over, and then when you go to work, they'll act like, well, some of them may act like, oh yeah, it was nice having coming out to your house or whatever, and then that's it. When's the next party? And they're ready to come back. Don't be used in that manner at all. And the lesson for all of this is, um, I would say that first and most of first and foremost of everything, if people have too much baggage or things to say about their exes, instead of pointing the fingers at themselves for the reason why they got involved in it in the first place, I would be curious, and those would be red flags for me if I was single. So if you are single out there, look for the red flags. If someone always talks bad about their partner, ex-partner, it's not that they need to talk good. You just say what you gotta say and why it ended if you wanted to. Um, and be honest about it, but don't go on and on. And then be wary of the one that says nothing about it. Then you're going to worry about what is going on here. But either way, you have to have your own discernment in things. And so the lesson here, I believe, is not to believe everything you hear or see and about a person. And we have to have discernment, like I stated, because not everyone is your friend or out to be your friend. Basically, sometimes your enemies will come out and act like a friend. And so you got to be really careful and have that discernment, because if not, then you're going to get hurt behind it, whether it's a friendship, partnership, love relationship, or even co-workers, because not everyone is out for your best interest either. And they may appear to be at first, but most of the time they have a ulterior motive. Sometimes most of the people do today in today's generation. Today is not like years ago when you can actually have as much friends to trust. I'm not sure back then because I'm not from that era, but we're talking about today is like the least of trusting people, because when you do, they're stabbing you in your back. And so I'm cautious about who I keep friendships with. So, and I suggest you do the same as well, um, just for your own security reasons. Have discernment, okay? Also, like I said, everyone's not your friend, and they appear to be at first, but most of the time, they have an ulterior motive. And by the time you've realized it, they'll pull the wool over your eyes. It may be too late by then. So use your own feelings, any red flags that you have, or they will unknown no, and sometimes they'll unknowingly disclose it to you, and it is a red flag. Yeah, that is your red flag. They won't even know they slipped up, because this is how manipulators and narcissists work. And people that want sympathy usually are in those guidelines of narcissists and manipulators. So utilize what you have inside of you to, once you see these signs that I've mentioned, you know, they will actually eventually, most of the time they won't, but you'll get that one little instant unknowingly they'll disclose something to you without realizing it, and then you go, gotcha. That's when you get out. Whether it's a friendship, co-worker, love, relationship, partnership, it's time to go. That's your key out. Don't stay in because you're lonely or anything. You know what? You're better off alone if you're gonna meet people like this. So you're better off without them. We are made with the abilities to have these abilities within ourselves, to be able to not only discern, but we have abilities within us, emotions, this and that, alert system. It's like you'll know, but we don't listen to our bodies. We don't listen to ourselves and what it tells us. Like if you hear a run in your mind, run, or no, no, then you're going to know that's a hint. Those are hints. So we have to start using our bodies as hints to us to get out. It's like subconsciousness, our guides, our spirit guides, our archangels, they're warning us. It's like, get out. If you hear anything or any red flag, use your intuition, use your abilities, because that's what you were born here to do. So you can have discernment in order to know when someone is truly using sympathy to get to you, or lies and manipulation. Um, what we got to realize is that we were made for this, and it's within ourselves to know when we are being lied to, used, or manipulated. But we sometimes don't. We don't fail to pay attention to the signs. So pay attention to the signs there. Um, they're always around, even if we want to ignore it because we like the person a lot. We don't want to jeopardize a partnership, friendship, co-workers. Sometimes they're there. That it's meant to teach you a lesson, as I always say. So don't feel like you lost out on anything, because you might lose it all because you didn't listen to yourself. So I'm grateful for all of you joining me here today, and I hope I can go live next week. I have an event, so I may not be able to, depending on the time of the event. I'm going to try to squeeze in a live. I might go earlier than 3 if I want to go live, but if not, I'll be taped here with Know Your Truth Real Talk. And also, please like, subscribe, and share if you can. It was wonderful being here live again. It's a beautiful day. Go out and enjoy it, nature and all. And I will definitely be posting some more grilling today on YouTube and on my social media. Look for Judge Desire for Knowledge. Thanks for watching. Judge Desire for Knowledge has now adjourned, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Ciao for now. Ciao. I will see you guys.